Are you not going live? Oh, you are going live. Hey. For that, Omar, you get this.
What? No, what are you doing? What's up, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar. This isn't my show. I'm sorry.
No, but it's fine. Yeah, that's the Uncanny Omar. My name's Amazing Amanda. And tonight is another episode of Reelz Talk. And if you watch this channel on a regular basis, you also have the pleasure of seeing both of us yesterday live in the middle of our day. Depends on where you're located. It might have been your night or your morning, but the middle of our day interviewing the creative.
Oh, yeah, that was yesterday.
The creative team behind Vault Comics graphic novel Dying Inside. Check that interview out if you haven't had a chance to yet. It's up on our YouTube channel already at Near Mint Condition. And
Griffin X, how are you doing? How's everybody doing today? Everybody, I promise to be positive.
Oh, I promise.
Sometimes it's difficult to stay positive when anyway, I'm not going to spoil.
The world's going to chaos. I know. Interest rates are rising. It looks like purchases are slowing down, so we might truly be in a recession. It's just one of those nights.
Wow, you sound like a Gen Xer. Okay. Oh, a Gen Xer would have been like, well, I don't care. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you,
millennial. Yes, James.
Oh. Nope, you do it.
No, I got it.
I'll let Omar manage that. Yes, but on that note, if you see behind us, you know that today we are going to be doing our review of the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte, which is the new Star Wars TV show that has premiered, I guess, today, late last night.
I think it was late last night.
Yeah, so I watched it at 9:00 last night, my time, Eastern Standard Time. So it is a new TV show in the Star Wars universe. However, I think this is the first Star Wars property that isn't set in the current timeline of the Skywalker saga, past, present, or future. This is set about 100 years before everything that happened in Phantom Menace. It's set in the era we consider the High Republic, where the Jedi were at the top of their game as the enforcers and also like of the galaxy, right? And we are introduced to a whole new set of characters. Although, if you are a fan of Star Wars, a lot of this stuff feels very similar because you've probably read comic books with these types of aliens or Jedi, or you've read about this time period itself in other mediums, or played video games with the Jedi Knights, for example. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just the movies and a few omnis for me. And they're all about Darth Vader.
Well, I was going to say, this is set in the High Republic era. And I enjoy when Star Wars is away from the Skywalker saga. So yes, I am a Gen Xer. So of course, 4, 5, and 6 will always be my Star Wars. But there has been some really good shows, and there has been some really good movies after that. I mean, if you watch our show last year, Andor was one of my favorite TV adaptations. Or I'm not even a fan of Rogue One, and I know everybody loves Rogue One.
I am though, but Andor is probably the best.
I did not care for Rogue One. I just thought, whatever. I don't care if any of these characters die. But Andor, I'm like, oh man, this is so good. I love it. High Republic is really interesting because it's this era that is the books, the manga, the comics, and there's a like an event. It's like adventures, so it's like a young adult type of stories, like for kids, like Star Wars for kids. Yeah, I know. I knew somebody was gonna try to cancel me because I'm not a fan. Just didn't dig it.
William.
I didn't dig it.
I wonder if you now that you've seen Andor.
Well, I'm gonna wait till season 2 of Andor and then watch.
That's a smart. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah,
to see how I feel.
Yeah, you might be more invested.
I've only read the comics High Republic. I don't know anything about the books. Kevin Scott and Charles Soule is doing some of the books too. I haven't read any of the manga nor the kids' books, so I don't know how good they are.
Like Soul
I
as
don't.
in like the Jedi Master Soul from this TV show?
Well, like there's I think there was only one connection I made. I didn't even know until somebody had said it. But I'll be honest, I like when things are separated from the Skywalkers, like
Same.
even Darth Vader and all that. I like to see what it was like for the Jedi long before the fall.
Of the
And you want to fill in?
No, I'm just helping you
Yeah,
out.
you got it. Okay. So yeah, I saw one little teaser trailer. I only saw it once, and honestly, if it wasn't for Reelz Talk, this show, I think I would have forgotten this show was coming out.
Same. I had no idea.
And I don't know if that's marketing or it could be just because I don't really watch a lot of. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how things are marketed anymore because I don't watch television to see commercials or anything. Or this didn't.
Well, even the way like on Disney Plus, usually they have like the coming soons and stuff, and it wasn't like it was highlighted as something that was happening. Even on Disney Plus, when you first would log in and see everything that's going on, on that top scroll, I had forgotten it was coming out and honestly did not know anything about it. So I really had gone into this blind.
Outside of, I mean, like the teaser trailer showed that, what is her name from The Matrix?
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss was in it. The guy from Squid Games, I cannot remember the gentleman's name.
Lee Jong-jae.
Wow, you're good. And yeah, that's all I knew about it. And I was like, okay, so the Acolyte is the dude with the mask. Got it. It's got it cool. There's a whip. Like, look, man, I'm a video game dude as well. So anybody that has a whip sword, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, man.
I do like that.
Like my girl Ivy from Soul Calibur. She wasn't in Soul Edge. She was in Soul Calibur. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out of the way. We're reviewing the first 2 episodes. Somebody was asking, is it woke? Like, hold on a second. Was this show woke as I see on Twitter? I don't know. I'm not on Twitter. This is part of the reason I'm way too old.
I guess it depends. We're still, Omar and I are always trying to figure out like exactly what does woke mean. Is it the fact that the cast is mostly non-white? Then I guess, but I mean, it's not like subject matter. They're not like touting any certain like ideals or anything like that. It's a very straightforward it's a whodunit murder mystery.
It feels like a murder mystery. I will say the thing that the show immediately, what I got vibes from, like the aliens and the puppetry, really reminded me of Farscape. And I love Farscape. That was so awesome. I love that show. Even the Peacekeeper Wars movie. Yeah, did a good job wrapping up the series. But anyway, back to this. I got those kind of vibes when I saw some of the aliens, and I kind of got excited, like at the cantina and stuff.
Yeah,
oh, this is pretty cool. They're using practical effects and they're using
new aliens. Yep.
But let's talk about the plot and let's talk about what worked and what did not work.
So and first, foremost, you have to know that. Okay, so this
is what I was talking about. Like I don't know how this was marketed, and this is set a long while after the comic. So this is after the fall of the the fall of the Starlight, right?
That was my first Doctor, by the way. Unfortunately, not my favorite Doctor, but my first Doctor. I love Christian Eccleston, but David Tennant always has a soft spot.
I need to catch up on Doctor Who. I'm wondering if there was a movie idea. Well, yeah, we want to talk about that too. All right, so Amanda, take us away to it.
All right, so The Acolyte.
Yes.
Premiered last night. First 2 episodes. There's a total of 8 episodes. The final episode should be airing on July 16th. The show is executive produced by Leslie Headland. If you're familiar with that name, she is the executive producer and showrunner for Russian Doll, which I thought you watched and liked, but maybe I don't.
I liked.
You like that actress?
Yeah, I think she's okay. I don't really. You're talking about what's her name? She was in American Pie.
Yeah, and the poker face movie or TV show. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Someone in the chat remind us of her name. It was about $180 million to produce this TV show. So that's, fairly decently high budget for a TV show. The premise of the film, or the premise of this TV show, the first 2 episodes, we are introduced to a former Jedi in training, which is Osha. Her name is even spelled like OSHA, which is the acronym for like safety and hazard and
you talk about the OSHA
safety and hazard. I
had to wear a safety belt.
Exactly. OSHA. When I used to, I was like, this is going to be really hard. She is working on as a astromech. So basically, she's on a ship. She goes out and she works on the ship, and she is being accused of murdering a Jedi Master played by Carrie-Anne Moss, who called Indara. She really doesn't get a lot of screen time, which is a shame.
I was so pissed.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. This is a bait and switch. Maybe we'll see her in flashbacks, and we'll get to the reason why in a second. So in the beginning, we do see Indara fighting, force fu fighting. It looks like Matrix style fighting. I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose because of her. But she is fighting someone who does look very, very similar, albeit she's kind of wearing a hood, to Osha. And so therefore the Jedi go to arrest Osha, and that's where we introduce to a couple of Jedi that are very important to the plot. The first one is going to be Yord. Now, Yord is he reminds me of Obi-Wan Kenobi in like Phantom Menace, where he was like very by the book, and Qui-Gon was not by the book, but he was, and he didn't understand how to like bend the rules. And that is very much what Yord is. He is a Jedi Knight. And then he works with a Jedi Master called Soul, which is the actor from Squid Games. And then we also have their apprentice or Padawan, Jecki Lawn. Now that is played by Daphne Keane. For those of you who don't know who that is X-23.
Did they call her that in the movie? I can't remember. Here's something else. I also didn't like the Logan movie. Now you can.
That had nothing to do with this, but now we know.
Wolverine's my favorite character. I don't care for old man shitty Logan, and I don't care about Logan.
Yes, that's Osha. Sorry, that's what they call her, Osha. I thought it was Asha, but it is not. Natasha Lyonne. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, Charlie Barnett from Russian Doll. Also, thank you.
Oh, okay. So that makes a lot of sense. So she is arrested and put into a jail cell. And then we get this very quick escape scene where she goes with the other prisoners to escape. And once she has escaped, she lands on she crash lands on this kind of like snowy planet where she starts having visions of her past and of her sister. So it's a younger version of the two of them, and it's clear that since she has a sister, and whenever this first happened, like she acts like she's like, I thought at first, I was like, okay, does she have a split personality? Why does she not remember her killing this person? Like she wasn't running away, so either she didn't kill this person. So clearly it was either going to be we have a twin, or she's a split personality. She doesn't remember what she does. Well, it turns out that she has a twin, and her twin's name is May, and May also has Jedi powers, and also yes.
How do I not like Logan? Because in my head, look, keep in mind, I've been reading the character for 40 years. My character in my head, his future does not make him like end up being a limo driver. That was just so stupid. Like there's a lot of things I hated about that movie. The other thing was the villain in it. Him fighting yeah. Anyway, but this isn't a review of Old Man Logan. Maybe we should do it. Was it really that good, Logan? Oh, you're talking about you're talking about Logan, right? The movie. That's just like I said.
One day we will do that. That sounds like a great topic of conversation.
People love that movie. I get it.
They do.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Is it my favorite X-Men? Probably not. Anyway.
Go ahead.
So, of course, the Jedi bring in Master Soul to kind of do an investigation of Osha because I think he used to train her, I believe, and they have a deep connection. He knows about her past. Clearly, something has happened in her past that is very traumatic, and there's a reason why she is no longer a Jedi. These are things that we don't know yet, and by the end of episode 2, we're really not sure the mystery that surrounds Osha and who we find out to be as her twin sister, May. So that essentially is episode 1. Soul does, of course, believe Osha when he finds her. She says, it wasn't me, it was my twin sister. She's alive, because I think they thought that May's dead, which is interesting because then in the second episode, May thinks that Osha's dead. So is she not having visions of her sister? Anyway, I don't know who's having visions of who anymore. So in the second episode, it starts out with May. She is now arrived at a temple on the planet Olega, and she is trying to kill another Jedi Master who has taken this like vow of silence. He just sits in this force field in the middle of a temple with very, very bad aging makeup because the actor himself is not that old, like with the receding hairline and the beard. So they had to do some makeup on him to make him look older because I would imagine he's appearing in flashbacks. So
look at you. Okay.
yeah. So he's going to be a younger character. So they had to do makeup on him for the present scenes. So she can't access him because of this force field or whatever is going on with him. So May ends up visiting this this alchemist called Kimir, who's played by Manny Jacinto. If you're not familiar with him, he was that really goofy character in The Good Place. If anyone watched that TV show with Kristen, what is her name? Kristen Bell.
Veronica Mars.
Yes, Veronica Mars. If anyone ever and Ted Danson, if anyone ever watched that show, he plays he's that really goofy character who ends up with, I don't know, it's a weird character. Anyway, so he plays a alchemist who ends up helping her procure this poison that's from their home planet, and she ends up convincing Torben to take the poison himself. This is spoilers, guys, in case you have not seen the film, the TV show yet. So she ends up convincing Torben to go ahead and take the poison. And there's some dialogue in there about how, he's sorry for what happened. And we learn a little bit about how there are 4 Jedi that May is after. Indara, who has already been killed. Torben, who now has taken the poison and has killed himself. And then there are 2 others. The other one is Sol, who is with the rest of the team. And then, of course, a Wookiee Jedi named Kelnaka, which is, I think, our first Wookiee Jedi that we're going to see, which will be very interesting.
That Wookiee Jedi was in the comics.
Yeah, besides that. But on screen, he'll be the first. So, meanwhile, May and Yord and Jekko and Sol have managed to find the planet where she is on, because they figure that Torben might be next. So they are trying to search for her. However, it is too late. He's already taken the poison. May ends up finding him because her visions of her young sister, leads her to it. And of course, they all think again that maybe she's the one who killed her. Luckily, Yord was following her. Yord's like, no, she did not kill Torben. I was following her the whole time, and he was already dead by the time she walked in here. So now they're getting convinced that she actually is not the one who is committing these murders. So they do a little bit of reconnaissance. She figures out the poison is from their home planet. So they go to visit the alchemist, and she pretends to be her sister to get him to reveal that he gave the poison to her, and maybe find out a little bit more information. Of course, when they visit him, yes, they find out that he had given the poison in order for her to poison Torben. And he mentions that there's someone that they're both working for. And so, of course, they kind of formulate some type of a trap for May, which doesn't really go as planned. She ends up using their trap against her because Jekko's just she has the plane and all the dust is coming up, and then May's able to distract everyone with the dust. But she also says to Sol that Osha's dead, and then when Sol says no, she's alive, she tells him that he's lying. But she is able to escape. And of course, then the rest of the team, now that she's escaped, they are ordered to withdraw because they have to now, go to the next step. May comes back to Khmer. She threatens him because she thinks that he led the Jedi to her. And he ends up telling her, but leave me alive because I know where your next target is. I know that where he lives, and that is the Wookiee Kelnaka, who we see at the very end of episode 2, living alone, trying to ward off some scavengers in his hut. So we get to see our first glimpse of this Wookiee Jedi by the end of episode 2. That's essentially the first 2 episodes, which seems like
you did a great job explaining things.
Yeah.
I want to point out this comment right here, and it's been a bit. How are you? I don't know how I feel about the new Star Wars show. First thing, it had so much boring moments. Second, it didn't feel like Star Wars to me. I don't know why it didn't feel like Star Wars.
I have a theory about that, but okay.
I think it's okay not to feel like Star Wars. That's why I liked Andor. I thought Andor worked because it didn't feel like Star Wars. Like when he's in prison, that was just good sci-fi. I don't think it needs to. but it still has to be a good story for me to care too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
we saw that William Russell passed away. He's
Oh.
one of the first Doctor's companions, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Go ahead, Amanda.
No. No. What in the response, it doesn't feel like Star Wars. I was thinking about a lot about that because even with Andor, while it doesn't, it felt like Star Wars in the fact of the scale of like it was still felt like a story on a larger scale, but told about a small set of characters.
Yeah, it's definitely in a small setting. Is
But
what
this
I
is
got.
a very small setting. Like you don't really get to really sit and spend time on any one planet, really see like where they're at.
Yes,
And I think
spoilers
that's
now,
why.
Spencer.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we are. So I think that's why this doesn't feel like a Star Wars story because Star Wars does work when we see the grander scheme of things on a grand scale, but then we focus in on the small stories. Here we're all in on the small story and we don't really get to see what's going on in the bigger picture. And I don't know if it's just the way it was shot or the way they're choosing to tell a story, but it does seem like a smaller story. And I don't know if that's because they're trying to really fit it for TV versus a movie, though I don't know how it's going to go the next 6 episodes, but I hope I'm not going to say this really would have made a good 2.5 hours movie instead of an 8 episode story.
Well, okay. Before we talk about the things we didn't like,
yes,
I will say what worked for me were the choreograph like of the fighting scenes.
Yeah.
Dude, I got immediately like you remember that phase, and I don't mean just like in it like after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, when everybody, including like Charlie's Angels, like they were doing the high wire stuff.
Even the Scary Movie made fun of it. I mean,
yeah, but I don't know. I thought it was well choreographed.
It was
well choreographed for a show. I thought the fighting was really cool because I mean, most of the time the Jedi, they're lightsabers, and I mean, like I said, I love episodes 4, 5, and 6, but let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah,
those were some of the worst fight scenes in any Star Wars movies. Iconic, yes, but choreographed well, not at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, just a bunch of trampoline jumping and stuff like that, flips. It wasn't until we saw like episode 1 with, oh my God, Darth Maul, despite of how I feel about the movie. Just wanted to say, shut up, Brian. Just reading your stupid comment makes me drop my IQ. I hate you. Ryan does Ryan does that crap to get on my nerves.
Okay.
I know deep down inside he's a big fan of DC's Nubia and Star Wars, Disney.
Good.
Now, let's see what else worked. So I love the practical effects. I mentioned them like a little bit earlier. I thought, it's always nice to have practical effects back in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And some of the makeup really looked good in here too. Yes. So, like I said, it gave me that Farscape vibes when they were puppetry with like, makeup and stuff. That was done really well. I thought that was done well. The fighting, like I mentioned, special effects. It looks like a pricey series. Like it looks like an expensive series at times. And it's so condensed or limited to where they're going.
Yeah.
The sets were good.
Yeah. There was some beautiful sets.
Acting.
There are some good.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you. I don't know if you know this or not, but the gentleman that was in this movie from Squid Games, Lee, is his name Lee?
Jong-jae?
Does he speak English, or is this like his first English role? Do you know? Because I thought that he had never done like a movie here or TV shows.
I do not know if this is his first English role.
There were a couple of times that I was thinking the way he delivered some lines, it was like, I don't know.
Matt said it's his first English role.
Okay. This is what I was going to get at. No, he just read lines. Okay. And he's a great actor, like if you've seen him, but the way he delivered some of the lines kind of reminded me of a little bit of the way George Lucas would tell Harrison Ford to deliver them. Like wait a second. It's an English that was phonetic English, stresses and emotions.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Uh,
It seemed weird. It seemed off.
and that's why I was like, well, maybe this is his first English role. Maybe he doesn't know the language and he's just kind of being told what to say. Okay, thank you for that. Okay. Some of the actors, but even Daphne, I don't know. At times it felt like.
Oh, I don't know about Daphne.
I also don't know how good of an actor she is. I saw her when she was a kid. I don't know what else she's been in. What else has she been in? I know everybody wants her back for Deadpool and Wolverine.
I don't know what else she has been in. She was in His Dark Materials. She was Lyra, which was okay. I watched the episode. I watched that series, and she was pretty good in that. Still, I have yet to find a good truly good adaptation.
They could have Ezekiel'd him and dubbed all his lines.
I mean, no, you're right.
Oh my God. Okay. Now,
Madam
Web set the bar for how bad things could be this year. Yes. So you're right, Griffin X.
Yes, Griffin X, thank you. It could have been worse.
About it. It's Star Wars, and it's giving me something I haven't seen before in Star Wars.
Yes, that is exciting. And I thought Amandla did, she came out and did a pretty good job. I think I liked her Osha maybe better than her May. But
what? It's the same actress?
Yeah. Oh wait, you stop! Don't talk to me.
I thought they Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
This is Lindsay Lohan, not Mary Kate Ashley. This is a Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap, not Mary Kate.
I did not like that dude Yord.
No,
Yord was so bad in this, and anytime him or I don't remember Daphne's character's name.
Jekyll,
right? Woo!
When she delivered her lines about the trap that they wanted to set for Camille, like she's like, why don't we just have her go? Why don't we just have Osha go in and pretend to be May and talk to him? The way she delivered that was like she was just reading the lines to me. That's how it felt.
Yeah, why did it seem like
they were all reading their lines and not acting?
Right. I feel like it's so weird because I remember Harrison Ford complaining about George Lucas making the actors deliver line, and it would get on his nerves. Like they get into arguments. They would make him deliver the lines so deadpan. It's almost like they were reading the lines at times. It's a little bit like that, but I don't know. There was one scene when they both were interacting with the other characters, and I was like, man, this reminds me of a school play. Like that type of acting. It was not that good school plays aren't bad, Mike,
Maybe. Yeah, some of them can be good.
I need to see Yellow Jackets. I've already seen Twin Peaks, so I'm okay.
Yeah, but the girl from Fallout's in it, and she's adorable. You like?
Oh, she's great. I like her. Oh, she's in Yellow Jackets. All right, wait.
Mostly in season 2, but
okay. I would say Daphne did look good.
I mean, the makeup on Jackie Lon.
She did look good. Okay, yeah. She did. Didn't even recognize her at first.
I mean, the concept, the idea of this crime thriller, I do like the idea of that. We don't really. There was like with the original Star Wars, there's not a lot of mystery in the original Star Wars, except in the beginning, it was the first mystery of who is Darth Vader, right? And then we find out who Darth Vader is. And then all of the byproducts of that have been telling the mysteries and stories behind how Darth Vader became to be, who Darth Sidious is. All those are the mysteries. And then, of course, the sequels, I guess is what you would call them. I don't know what you call the new trilogy, but they're telling, the mystery behind Kylo Ren and everything that's going on there. But this is a new mystery that's completely separate. And I like this idea of, at this point in the High Republic, the Jedi reign supreme as these enforcers of the galaxy, which, because of that, to me, the lack of grand scale, you don't get to see like just how powerful the Jedi are. I feel like they're like these low-level cops, but they're really powerful. That's how I imagine them to be in the High Republic. But I didn't get that sense and that could be just the scale of which they're telling the story. So I don't feel like they're this high level, but clearly something bad happened, at least with 4 of them, and you kind of want to find out what that is. And so
what in the show worked for you? Because I talked about,
I like the fighting. Maybe using Carrie Ann Moss with the Matrix style fighting maybe was a little on the nose, but it was still good.
That was cool. I like that.
I know, but clearly it was like it was paying homage. We'll say that. But I did like the fighting a lot in it, and I like the concept of the Acolyte. I like the plot. I like where the plot might be heading if it actually heads the way I want it to head. I do like the overall story that it's trying to tell. It's just the execution that I think is what I'm having a problem with.
You're having a problem with that? Okay. Are we going to talk about what we're having problems with?
Okay, yeah, and I guess, yes, some of the makeup is great, not Torben's, but other makeup is great. It looked like you were trying to make a guy look young or old. It does look like it.
It looked bad. It looked bad. It looked like, what? I was like, can we just kill this dude, please? How long is it going to take to kill this guy off? This gives me Rings of Power's vibe.
You're not the only
dialogue.
Person who said that.
The dialogue in this show is written so bad. Like the Acolyte himself talking. I was like, who wrote this? This is like, there are some things that work, right? But the dialogue for the most part is just so bad. And I had that issue with Rings of Power. Like Rings of Power.
And again, that's a prequel. Like it's telling events that happened that for them thousands of years before everything that happened in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, right? So it's just like Rings of Power. This is trying to tell a new story that is devoid of anything that we've seen. It's not going to connect that clearly to, except I guess Rings of Power does a little bit because some of the characters are still around because of the way elves age, I guess. But nevertheless, I agree. The dialogue is very clunky at times, and
it's just so corny at times. And the villain, I can't take the villain. The Acolyte showing up and just dropping that stuff. That's just like, who is it? AI writing this stuff these days? Was this during the writer's strike? I don't know.
When was this greenlit?
Because does this show have like a head writer, like somebody that's in charge of overseeing the whole, how like because we've talked about this, how some shows don't have any more of the head writers, like somebody overseeing the overall story.
So it does. So I think that Leslie Headland is, while she's like the showrunner, and she's the one who came up with this whole story idea. Kathleen Kennedy greenlit it. They started assembling the writers in 2021, and they had, I don't think there was necessarily a head writer. She might have been the head writer, and then she had a host of people underneath her that helped with the writing of this, from what I can see, from my research.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of my biggest problems with this show. Because if characters are written poorly, then I'm not really going to care about the characters. Am I going to care about relationships in this show, if there are any?
Yeah.
I thought the twist with the twin sister was just
predictable.
Like, we're still doing that? Evil twins? Okay, sure. I don't know. There are a lot of things that did not click with me on this show, and
the editing for me.
I will see. I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance and see if it gets better. I don't know if it will or not. I watched all Rings of Power to review it, so
yeah, that was a chore. And now we're getting Tom Bombadil, so maybe he'll save the entire.
You know, I can get one F-bomb a show. Fuck that hippie. I don't care about. I never cared about Tom Bombadil, the damn book.
Neither have I. I might be the only Lord of the Rings fan who's never cared.
There's two of us. There's two of us. Dude, like that to me, I remember my friends and I going to the movie theaters to watch those, and I'm like, oh my god, they took out Tom Bombadil. That is the best thing they could have
No
done.
wonder Lord of the Rings.
I hated Tom Bombadil. I hated reading all his stupid songs in the book. Ugh. Oh man. The
Yeah.
actress that played Osha wrote the backstory for the twins.
No, that's not true. Did she really?
I believe it. Why would he lie?
Amandla? She did. I mean, I know that she is quite accomplished in in many things, right? And someone had mentioned earlier that she was Rue in the Hunger Games, which is who my dog is named after. My dog's not in here. I don't know why I looked for her. She's not in here. Yes. Okay. So she
Evil Jedi. Thank you so much, Bruce. Leslie Headland is listed as the writer of episode 1, but not the following 7 episodes. Team, of course, Phil Owens.
Yeah, I'm sure she wrote the first one, and then the writers. She did direct, I think, the first 2 episodes too, but then the rest of them are directed by other people. No, and not only that, but it's the editing and the first episode is what really, like, you go from. It just they edit really quickly, and I don't know why they did this, but it almost felt like it was rushed in the first episode from the time she gets arrested to the time that she plans her escape with these new convicts that she met to the time she lands on this planet or crash lands on this planet.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa, this, and not in a happen fast in a good way, because we've seen breakouts before. Andor did and that was amazing. You've seen that happen before, and this happened very quickly. It kind of confused me. I had to go back and watch that episode. I was like, what exactly just happened? Like, she got arrested and all of a sudden now she's on a planet. And you notice that throughout, like, the editing, it's very quick, but not in a good way, if that makes sense. Right. And I think that doesn't help tell the story either in a compelling way. When you already have the writing's already kind of clunky, and then you get this editing that's kind of all over, quick and dirty. Like, they had a lot of stuff they had to get cut out. They didn't like it.
You mentioned something earlier. You said I don't want, after watching 8 episodes, to say this would have worked better as a 2.5-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like there was a lot of scenes in here that should have been cut. Like, it was so dull. And it didn't move.
That's how Rings of Power was, right? That's how Rings of Power was. There's scenes you're like, we don't need that.
You got to move the story forward. And if you're just having people talk about things and that really don't amount to anything, and going back to to the same spots, it just felt like one long shot at times. Yeah, that was another, and that has to do with editing. And if they have to pad it out you said it was 8 episodes?
8 episodes, July. Yep, 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So that it's going to be very padded out. And that's how we felt about Obi-Wan Kenobi too. Remember how we thought the same thing when we reviewed that? That should have been a movie.
I think they were trying to build characters on that.
I know.
And give them their own show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's her name?
Rena, was that her name?
Yes.
Raya? Yeah.
Raya? Yeah, not Raya the Last Dragon. Do I need to have watched the other shows? No. And that's what they have.
Oh, no. That's the cool thing about this. I will say that is the cool thing about this particular era. You don't need to read the comics. You don't need to read the show. Riva, thank you all.
Riva, you need to know what Jedi are, I guess.
You just know, what the Jedi are and what they were a long time ago. But that's about it. I wish I had waited on watching this. Binging the series might
I felt the same thing, Bruce.
I mean, it could have been. I don't know. I wonder how that does that impact your brain? If anybody's done any study on that. If binge watching a season of something kind of changes your score instead of watching it weekly. Or does it drop your score?
No, I do wonder that, because I was thinking about that, because I just caught up for the most part on Doctor Who. After that first episode of where we're introduced to Ruby Sunday, I didn't watch any of the other ones. So then I just went and caught up with episodes 2 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait, I actually enjoy this. And I don't know if I would have enjoyed it if I was watching it weekly, episode by episode, or if it's just watching it in one fell swoop to just just become like, just to fall in love with Nakuti as the Doctor. And I was like, maybe that's what I needed. And I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like this, which we will eventually do a review of that, guys, as well when that's over.
I feel
the
emotional core of Asha and her sister was soul thrown in there worked, but the rest were kind of an L, just an effective binge reading all those Omnis, Omar. Yeah, and that is a like, you know what? That actually makes a good point, because there were stories that were coming out weekly or monthly in comic book format. I remember like, oh my gosh, this is taking too long to get to the point. But binge reading, like I remember that with Green Lantern by Jeff Johns. I think I enjoyed it binge reading it more than I did monthly. I loved it monthly. I thought it was great, but I enjoyed it so much more reading it in a collected edition. So I think there's a lot of truth to that. I binge watch Obi-Wan, thought it made a better experience that day.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a long day. You have to set that aside. That's what, 6 episodes?
6 hours. Yeah. And they're hour long almost. So that's but what is it? Twisted Kister. Thank you for the comment. Said Dark Matter being weekly show is amazing. The what next element. And that's that's another thing when it's a weekly show. If they have that kind of a what's going to happen next element, that does help with the weekly concept, and that keeps you on your toes. And while there is a little bit of that in there, I think that they're trying to create that in here because it's supposed to be a thriller, right? A mystery thriller. But I don't necessarily feel that by the end of the episode, except for episode 1, because you're introduced, you see the ending and the Acolyte. I guess that's who the bad guy is. Or our main Sith. I'm assuming he's a Sith. Maybe Dark Plagueis. Is that his name? The one that Sidious was telling Anakin about in the theater, about how he was able to.
He defeated death.
Yeah, he defeated death, and he's probably the one who trained Sidious. I mean, that could be interesting. Ooh, a young Sidious before a young Palpatine. Oh God, if we are introduced to a young Palpatine at the end of this, I'll be like, nope, okay.
I went back too long ago and rewatched the Netflix Marvel shows. They really would have benefited from a weekly release and a heavy hand in the editing room. Were those shows dropped they weren't like Daredevil. I remember when Daredevil came out, it was the whole thing, because you and I reviewed. Oh my God, we've been doing this for a long time. I'm just, as far as these 2 episodes, it really felt like, I don't think the actors, their hearts were in this. It felt like most of them are just kind of walking through the script.
I mean, but it sounds like, so there's a really cute post that they made on Instagram, and I'm assuming other social media sites, where Amandla received a video from Hayden Christensen, and she generally looked moved. I think she generally seems to be she's very excited to be in the universe and excited for her character. So I don't know if it's necessarily that they don't look like that they're maybe they're not happy to be there. I think it's just the way that they given, right?
Don't misunderstand me. Some of that is also a director's choice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, George Lucas.
You have to read a line a specific way. I'm not blaming the actors. I have no idea how good some of these actors are. I mean, besides Carrie Ann Moss, which she didn't really have much to do in the first.
Which is a shame, but I'm hoping she should.
I'm not saying she should definitely come back, but most of the other characters.
She was good in. Was it Dare? No, it was Jessica Jones. Is that what she was in?
Oh yeah, she was in Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she was good in that. Yeah,
she's a great actress. I like her. And I'm sure Amandla. I'm sure she's great. I don't know about Daphne. Like I said, you said she was in something, Dark Instruments.
Oh, his Dark Materials, which again, that was the series. The first season was okay, and James McAvoy was in it. He plays her dad.
This is the Golden Compass story, right?
Yeah, the Golden Compass stories. Yeah, exactly. So, and with it being a series, they were able to really dive into the books a little bit more than the movie with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. But she was pretty good in that. I thought she was pretty strong in his Dark Materials as a young child actor. But in this, she does come across like she's just reading her lines. And maybe it's the makeup she's wearing. Like, it's not like, as far as the roles I've seen her in, she's not wearing a lot of that. Or if it's just the direction she was given as far as how to read her lines.
Okay.
I don't know.
The only characters that could be around during this time are Yoda and possibly... Oh, Yoda, but Yoda shows up in the Starlight Beacon, right? So he is there. Maybe the actors are phoning it in because they see how bad the writing...
Wait. It could be.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's the first 2 episodes. It could get better. The most enjoyment I got was from the chair droids. Most of the show is a bit too clunky right now. And the other thing I noticed was the graininess to the film too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At times it was almost too much.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking if we noticed the swipes. Did we count the swipes? How many times they did it?
Oh shoot, I did not, but I want to go back. I want to go back and do that. But did anyone else?
Leslie Headland is not directing any more episodes, maybe the acting gets better. They should just do KOTOR. I love that comic. That comic is so freaking awesome. Oh, Yaddle could also be in the show. I love that comic book. That would be really cool to adapt. That's like 1,000 years before the Skywalker saga. There are aspects of the comic book of High Republic that I like, though. I like when things are separated from the Skywalkers. I think it's really cool. There are some interesting characters. Maybe they'll expand on that with the show. Each episode is what, 50 minutes or so each?
Yeah, approximately. Yeah, about that. So hopefully they'll expand upon it. James actually has, so Max couldn't be on the stream because he had to go to bed, but he did send James his review.
Sorry, Max Appleman left his review for Amanda about the Acolyte. Star Trek The Altoids is about 2 women in Rick James look-alike contest. One of them likes to play with knives and the other has a robot. It features a lot of people in bathrobes running through space. The story is fun but confusing. Where's Kirk? And Forge look a little cheap. Like, I liked it when the Sasquatch showed up.
Well done, Max. That's a great review. The Rick James really.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten Dr. Aphra.
Why not?
Considering we've had Black Chrysanthemum show up in, was it Mandalorian or Boba Fett? I think it was Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Season 1. I don't know. I don't
I would love to see Hayden Christensen. I don't know how they would do a Hayden Christensen coming back, given that Anakin, right? I don't know what they would do with that. Because even if it's just a Darth Vader focused.
Because Dr. Aphra takes place after, so it's after episode 3, but before episode, her story is right alongside the Star Wars episode 4. It's right after A New Hope where she's introduced. It would be cool, but also full of CG, right? If there are ever any guest stars like Han Solo or Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And I would be all for this. I really liked her character. Kieran Gillen, his run is awesome. Yeah. His run is so good. But
at the same time, it's if they're trying to get away from telling that story within that part of the universe, then
but you don't have to, because she's like like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Treasure hunter, so she can be completely away from that stuff.
Yeah,
I think that would work.
To the
Skywalker. We haven't gotten Dr. Aphra because he's actually a good character. I don't know how we haven't yet. That is really strange. So back to this so we can wrap this up and talk about something worse. Venom 3.
Stop. People in the chat like Venom 3. They're excited about the last
good for you all. Venom 1 and 2 were awful.
Which when I think of The Last Dance, I think of Michael Jordan because of the documentary.
Yeah, sure. Me too. Okay. Anything else? Did you like the lighting?
I did. Sure. The lighting looked fine.
The lighting looked fine. Okay. Let me run. Okay. Run times of episodes 1 through 4 of the Acolyte, 41 minutes. Episode 2. Episode 2 is 36. Episode 3 is 42. Episode 4 is 32 minutes. Wow.
So they're a little over half an hour long, maybe.
Oh, Phil, you're here for the Venom talk, baby. Okay. All right. I did like aspects of it. I'll continue watching it. It is nice to have Star Wars on TV. You all have no idea, you youngins, what that was like. Watching just cartoons or Ewok adventure movies, and that's all the Star Wars we got until the EU, the expanded universe, and the novels. But I wasn't gonna read those. I was too busy reading comics, baby. So it's really cool to see Star Wars like TV shows constantly coming out every year, despite of how people feel about it. Yeah, man, it's gonna drag Omar to see Venom 3.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
What would you give the Acolyte episodes 1 and 2? Right?
Yep.
They could get better. They could get worse. We don't know yet.
We don't know.
As of today, what would you give Acolyte's episode 1 and 2?
I'd probably give it about a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5. Okay.
Room to grow. Yes. It's
room to grow.
Yeah, so far there are elements that could pique my interest, but it really just depends on how they're planning on telling the rest of the story.
Oh, it's a joke. I don't know if you're new here. The joke is that is the only thing I liked about Catwoman.
Yeah,
which is why I give it a 1 out of 10.
Yes. But I like that soundtrack. So scandalous. Which now that song is now a mark. Is it going to be a good female superhero movie? If Scandalous by Mystique is in it, then probably not.
This is a 5 out of 10 for me.
There you go.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I wasn't doing this show with you, I would probably not continue watching it. Well, unless you had texted me going, dude, Omar, you need to watch the latest episode of The Acolyte. You're going to love it. And I'd go in, and then I'd hate your guts if I completely wasted my time watching the latest episode of The Acolyte. But you're right. I mean, it could get better. It could get worse. Who knows? I guess we'll have to watch it all the way through. Let me see what the rest of...
Yeah, what's the chat say?
Holy crap, James really liked it. 7.5.
More than Furioso.
Okay, more than Furioso.
I think I like Furioso a little bit more.
3, 5 out of 10. 6.5. 6.5 is super fair. 2 out of 10. A studio did not give us the quality like Andor and Ahsoka. Then release this subpar.
Hey, she's in they replaced some stuff in the Star Wars Star Tours.
They're getting a movie, right? Isn't she gonna be in a movie? Like that storyline, not a season? Huh.
Yeah, I think so.
And 3.5 out of 5. So let's just say 7 out of 10. Good on you.
I like that.
Thank you so much. Present female witches conceived the twins. I force ghosted it, Phil. You better go see Venom 3. Back to Jello Jackets. It's actually a bit more like Tinians in the Woods meets Hannibal than anything else.
No, you really should watch it. I do highly recommend.
Okay. I'll watch it. My brother loves it. I saw the premise and I was like, this is
which brother? Tommy?
Manuel.
Oh, Manuel. Okay.
Yeah. It's 6.5, 10 out of 10. Great production. It feels like Star Wars, but has terrible writing and side characters. Dude, Omar, you need to watch the latest season of Doctor Who. You're going to love it. Wait a second. Is that real? Is that real? Because I feel like Amanda said that.
MJ, because I said I'm starting to enjoy it. I like Nikuti.
I was able to watch the only airing of the holiday special. Kept hoping we would at least get more cartoons after that. Since Boba Fett made his first appearance in that one, didn't he? But the cartoon was the only good part. Yeah, that holiday special was awful. But I love that it's become a cult classic. Like I have a group of friends that watch it every freaking Christmas. And I think there's a song that they sing from it. That's how much of a cult classic that thing has become. 3 out of 10 on the Picard season 3. 10 out of 10. Damn, you like Picard season 3, huh? My brother loved that too. 7 lightsabers out of 10. It was slow for me, but I have high hopes. 6.5 from our buddy.
Okay, Matt, there we go.
Okay. And
I know I made him watch this when the whole season of Mayor of Kingstown dropped.
I need to watch that. People who have seen episodes 1 through 4 says that episodes 3 and 4 are better.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's favorite.
No, I'm joking. Never mind.
Oh, damn it. You're joking about Doctor Who. But you have Doctor Who as your avatar. Or the Doctor, sorry, not Doctor Who. Master Control is my favorite character, and he is the only character I care about alone with Asha and May. I'm intrigued by Cal Naka. There was who is it that showed up from the comic books? Vernestra? She's the one that kind of reminded me of the Farscape character. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
She was But Vernestra is green, whereas the Farscape character was blue. What was her name? She had to leave the show because I think that blue paint got her sick or something.
I thought you were gonna say made her crazy, and I was like, oh damn, is it asbestos?
The Mando movie is first. Season 2 of Ahsoka Tano already ordered, filmed.
Oh, there'll be a Mando movie. I'm not surprised. Are they gonna make him take his helmet off so we get more Pedro Pascal in it? I mean, if they're doing the movie.
He's too busy filming Last of Us 2.
Last of Us.
Is that the new season?
Oh no, he's too busy filming Fantastic Four.
Oh, God, he's everywhere. I like Pedro Pascal.
I know. Him and Oscar Isaacs, man.
But it's just a little too much, man. Okay, anyway, I'm not here to talk about the casting of Fantastic Four. I think I'm sure it'll be good. I thought the new season of Doctor Who has been pretty good so far.
Thanks.
When's Batman gonna show up in the show?
Kevin, that's a Kevin Smith. The Kevin Smith? That's a great question.
The Kevin Smith. Okay. The new season is a very required taste. Some love it and others hate it. I've only seen I saw the specials with David Tennant and the new Doctor's first appearance. And then I saw the Christmas special with the goblins that were kidnapping children.
Yes.
The babies.
And that was the
introduction. That's it. And I need to watch the rest. I do need to watch the rest.
Yeah.
I think the Master of May could be Darth.
Oh, Tenebrous.
The Master of
How long do they live? It could be Darth Plagueis 100 years and then Darth Sidious. I mean, look at how old Palpatine is. It could be Darth
That was his clone.
No, in the Rise of Skywalker is his clone, not the original Phantom Menace.
You don't know that. They left that part out.
Anything about Darth
Pedro
Sidious
Pascal's the only recent. Pedro Pascal.
All I know is that somehow Palpatine's returned. That's all I know.
Are you serious? I remember walking out of that movie theater. My brother was like, "That's so stupid. What do you like? Why didn't they explain it?" I'm like, "You realize there's a movie called The Clone Wars, right? You're a smart guy. You can put it together." Oh, I have a lot of issues with the sequels, but we're not here to review those.
We're not here.
Have we done a tier ranking of Star Wars movies? I think we have, right?
No, we have not. And
dude, we should have done that instead of watching this.
We could do it next week since we don't know what we're gonna do next week.
I thought we did know, didn't you? I got you.
Well, you said you want to do something pre-recorded because The Boys didn't come out till Thursday, so we're gonna do a supersized episode of The Boys and House of Dragon premieres.
We are.
And then you say, well, you need to go back through and read our text messages.
It's either Fallout Boy text messages or our schedule.
I did tell him that we should just review if he had time to watch it. Omar's been very busy because he's going to Japan soon. I don't know if anyone knows.
Dude, we need to do that.
But when are we? Okay, we're gonna have to see Bad
Boys.
When does it drop? This weekend? Does it drop this weekend when we already have tickets?
We're gonna watch Lord of the Rings this week. Okay, can we skip Lord of the Rings? We already seen it.
I already bought tickets to Lord of the Rings.
I paid twice as much as you did because I had to buy Melody's tickets.
That is not my fault.
Please do another tier. Oh, we would love to, Bruce. I
do love tier rankings. They're always
seriously. If you want to review Doctor Who, I won't be offended. If you want to invite Lars on while I'm gone, and you two can review Doctor Who while I'm out, and then I can come back and we can review the whole thing. It drops Friday. Well, the shit just got real.
It does drop.
We are gonna go to the theater.
Should we do a double showing? We can talk about this off the air, but a double showing where we drag everyone to go see that.
Richard? Go ahead.
Oh, no, hello, Richard. No, should we drag everyone to see that first and then walk into the next Lord?
Do you know what my wife is going to be like? Wait, you're taking me to go see a 3-hour movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
She's like, on top of that, you want to go see Bad Boys? Do you know what Melanie's going to do?
Yeah, I know.
Be like, no, you all have fun.
Yeah.
Phil
she has good reason though.
The new series of Doctor Who is bad.
Except for the fact he's in a bad, terrible, bad movie. I live that down because that is a terrible movie. It is a bastard version.
Whoa, hey, M. Night he will not tolerate that.
Finishing off my bottle of wine, Omar. You're not even drinking.
I got
No,
my,
V-Red, we have watched the first 3 Bad Boys. We reviewed the last one when it came out.
I don't think we reviewed it. I think we just went to watch it for fun.
No, we reviewed.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you want to go see Bad
Did we
Boys?
review it?
Because my brothers have, like, they hate those kind of movies. So I was like, well, I guess I'll ask Amanda if she wants to go.
Adorable Brent Hogan. I would love to do a musical episode. Ooh, maybe Maddie would like to do a musical episode.
Actually, you know what? You all have fun. Yeah, that's
all. Like movie musicals, like
it's the only movie musicals I like are Little Shop of Horrors. I think that's it. I think that's the only musical I like. Why is Will Smith still being allowed to work?
Slippery MJ, keep Will Smith's name out of your mother effing.
What are you gonna do? You gonna slap him? Don't be slapping him. That's one of our viewers. That's pretty good, Amanda. That's what that wine will get you.
Oh, man.
I'll go say that Bruce Bad Boys 4 is getting bad reviews. I will have a copy sent to me. That's right. Bruce is back in the industry now, but no interest based on what I've read.
Bruce, can we get a copy of that so we
Bruce,
don't have to
go ahead and forward that copy on to me, Bruce. If y'all do Bad Boys review, I'm totally gonna be here for. Dude, I love Bad Boys. That's my Fast and the Furious.
Yes,
like, people love Fast and Furious. I was like, I don't care how stupid these movies are. I love Bad Boys. Yeah, I told you we didn't review it. We just went to go watch it for fun.
Well, look at that. Sometimes me and Omar go to see movies just for fun. Funsies. That's what we do. We don't always see movies
for some reason. Movie musicals, best musical episodes. It would be okay. Look, you all heard it here. James, you can clip this. Amanda has my blessing while I'm in Japan to do a tier ranking of musicals with whomever she picks as her guest. I assume, I don't know who else likes musicals. You two could sing out all Tom Bombadil's song. You go to hell. Twisted Kister.
No,
all right.
I will not be doing that, but that's fine.
Did the last Bad Boys have Vanessa Hudgens in it, in a younger crew? I think she did. If You Can Stand the Watermark, which drives me crazy. Oh, that's right. They do put watermarks in there. That Bad Boy scene when the boy comes over to take out the dog. Oh, dude, that lives with me. That lives with me now that I have I have 2 daughters, right? Just got out of prison. Oh, man. I don't know why I like those movies. Unlike Chris Rock, I'm prepared to take you to court. Man.
Dang, Slippery MJ.
He ain't talking about that basketball court either with Scandalous playing in the background. Bad Boys can be considered.
That's the best court to be on.
Oh, yo, if you're considering Bad Boys a musical, they do sing the song, right? My favorite musical is any that I don't have to suffer through.
Wow, phenomenal.
And I've tried. I really have tried. Like, people were like, oh, what the hell was it? Moulin. Oh my God, Moulin Rouge. And what's the one that just came out recently? Won an Oscar. Was it La La Land or Mamma Mia?
Not Mamma Mia. That's for damn sure. La La Land won the
La
Oscar.
La Land won, yeah.
Or no, it won. It did not. Moonlight won the Oscar. La La Land did not win.
Oh, well, good for Moonlight.
Well,
good
I mean,
Moonlight.
Emma Stone won an Oscar for it, but
she is like stacking up those Oscars. Good for her.
No, the first time I ever saw was in Superbad. Who knew that the girl from Superbad would go on to win Oscars for like all these?
And now it has come to be the part of the show where
we talk about High School Musical 1 through 3.
No, we're not.
That's what Arnold did.
We're not doing that. What were you talking about?
Omar, how do you feel? I did make Omar. Everyone came over and watched the Hamilton when it came out on Disney Plus.
It's okay. That one at least is okay. All right, everybody.
Les Mis.
We're gonna watch this together really quick.
What are we doing?
We're doing this. We're doing this.
All right.
Venom.
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance. Save the Last Dance right here.
Save the Last Dance for Venom. Dance. Yep.
I liked it so much I was rewinding it.
This comes out October 25th.
Yeah. Imagine if Venom the Last Dance is a music. There's a dance number in here, it looks like.
To be quite honest, it could be. If you think about all the musicals that have come out, the trailers deceptively do not show they are musicals. Like, I didn't know Wonka was a musical, but it was.
You know what? Please let it actually be the last. I think Tom Hardy says he's out after this. You know, the dude, like when I watched this trailer, the dude from what's it called is in this Ted Lasso. So does that mean, because he was in the 616 universe, the waiter?
Yes.
Does that mean that he got transported back to this universe along with it?
I don't know. But
you
we
hearing
read, I also made that joke, the Michael Jordan. Yes, I also made
You just
that.
made it. You just made Danny Rojas. Thank you so much.
Rojas.
Okay. This joke actually made me chuckle, except it went on too long, which is my issue with humor these days. Yeah, it's like
we are Venom.
Yeah, he's like, we are Venom, and I was like, oh, that actually was didn't work. Yes, the guy, football is life. That guy.
Wait, Tom Hardy co-wrote this?
That's what Matt believes. Is that true, James?
Yeah, no, she did. No, I'm reading Variety, and it says Kelly Marcel makes her directorial debut with the franchise's third installment. She, along with Hardy, penned the script.
Danny Rojas, right there. See, I told you, he was in it. That means he crossed over from the MCU to the Venom Spideyverse universe or whatever this is.
So I don't know why Community's brought up, but it is a reunion between Christos Fernandez and Gino Temple for Ted Lasso. Yeah.
Okay. Andy Serkis is once again directing. Andy Serkis directed this movie?
Like no. Venom? No, Kelly Marcel is the director.
What?
I think he's talking about something else because Andy Serkis I thought he's directing the Hobbit movie, the Gollum movie.
I'm truly amazed these Venom movies were. I'm truly amazed by reviews of the first Venom movie, because when Amanda and I went to see it, I remember we reviewed it many years ago, and we were both confused as to who the target audience for it was going to be.
Not us.
But then, like, reviews came out, and people were like, "It's great, it's funny, the chemistry between the symbiote and Eddie is phenomenal." And I was like, "Man, maybe I saw a different movie." Yes, this is the dance scene right here. It's gonna give Spidey in the black outfit a run.
I saw someone say, "I can't believe that Venom got a trilogy before the Justice League," and I never
why,
dang,
you're right. Did you say that?
When I heard people,
restore the Snyder. Okay, so his race is coming down, like the aliens are coming down here.
Yes, his planet. Yes.
Okay.
And I know how Shultel Egelford.
Wow, look at you. That's really good pronunciation of
and then of course Gino Temple.
She's so cute. She's so cute. I love her with her country accent, with her real accent, with her Brooklyn accent. She's good. All right, everybody. Is Phil Owens here? Has anybody? I saw
You're fine. It's fine. It is. Yes.
All right, here we go. Phil Owens. This is the best moment of the movie. Are you ready, Phil Owens?
He's gonna turn the horse into a
symbiote. Not only that, he's gonna write.
See, they should have called it Last Ride and then shown this. It would have been really effective.
That is so stupid. That is so stupid. I can't believe you're gonna make me go see this stupid movie.
I have to.
This is Phil Owens' avatar. Phil has passed out. October.
I'll just come back from when we were young, and I'll be primed and ready to talk about this masterpiece.
Why did you call it a masterpiece? Maybe the horse is Princess from the comics. Huh. Agreed. Last Ride would have been better. You made her watch The Flash. Hey.
Thank you, Vlad. Yes, I had to suffer through
don't bring that bullshit to me.
No.
Tom Cruise made us go see The Flash. He said this
he did not. Yes, Tom Cruise does not tell me what anything is. So I know
Les Grossman is one of the greatest characters of any movie. And if he says that a movie is good, then I'm going to go watch it. This is like in The Girl in the Fireplace when the doctor flies out of the No, that was epic. I like that. That's like Deadpool's dog in the new comic. Hey, Kenny, how are you, buddy? Kenny's so sweet. He's always sharing our videos.
Kenny.
The music in the trailer doesn't match the name of the music in the trailer is about the best thing of the trailer. All right, all right. What else are
Dang.
we going to talk? Whoa, hey now. Whoa,
That's really close.
that was real
Slippery
close up.
MJ was asking, yeah, Andy Serkis did direct Let There Be Carnage, I believe, but he didn't direct this one.
I'll hope for an Andrew Garfield appearance or Tom Holland.
Nah,
So what do you think about these rumors of Spider-Man 4, Amanda? You think that's actually going to happen?
I don't know. Tom Holland's really content in being like Zendaya's hype man and bag boy right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, at this point, I feel like Robert Downey Jr. is going to come back before we see a Spider-Man.
I think that would cheapen that movie, Def, though. That was a
True,
good
but Robert Downey Jr. has said just recently of this week that it's in his DNA and that he'd be open to coming back.
Man, Space Oddity is the only good thing in this trailer. Thank you, Rami. That's what I said.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't like that was a weird choice of song. Because when I think of that song, Major Tom, I'm like,
Thank you, James.
This is a weird song to put to Venom, but that's fine.
Titling it Last Dance implies there were other dances.
That's why Last Ride, at the very least, the horse in the trailer. Last Ride would have made a heck of a lot more sense.
Tom Hardy thank you, Bruce, for the super chat, buddy.
Oh,
Tom Hardy demanded to write the movie or he was not going to act in it. Okay, so now we can blame Tom Hardy if this movie sucks. I'll take any Spider-Man in the Venom series at this point, to be honest, but Garfield preferably. RDJ has always left the door open.
True.
I mean, and in the movie universe, we have talked about multiverses, so it could work. This is Major Tom to Ground Control.
Yes, exactly.
That makes sense. Major Tom Hardy to Ground Control. Therefore, Life was actually the prequel, as we always thought, to Venom.
We always thought that, right? It is the prequel to Venom, right?
Yeah, this conversation just got real. Robert Downey Jr. missed those $50 million. I don't know.
I bet he does.
Well, here's the question, and this is dead, like an honest question, and it's open to the chat and Amanda. Can we still afford? Like I work at a a movie company. Can we still afford those prices for movie stars? With sales going down of everything, with the decline of movie ticket sales.
Oh my! And let's face it, it's not getting any better.
We still afford to pay somebody $50 million to come back and play a character.
I will.
If you're doing that, you still got to spend it on special effects. You got other actors to come back, right? I mean, how can you?
I don't know. I mean, I think that the actors, I think a lot of people are in for a rude awakening when it comes to what making a movie is going to cost and what it's going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years. Because let's face it, people are not going to the movies as often as they were. And we've said this for a long time, but I feel like it's true this time. If you watch shows or read articles that kind of draw out the stats of the box office and look at it comparatively, we are in a definite rut, and not just 2020 kind of rut. It is very low. There seems to be, I don't know if it's that, like, Memorial Day weekend is supposed to be one of those big weekends.
It's
just
the
like
big opening weekend for the summer movies.
For the summer, right? And
but so many things
26 million was the best for 3 days that Furiosa could do. Now, granted,
well, you're talking about Furiosa. You're not talking about the overall winner, Garfield.
No, not for that weekend. Garfield wasn't. Not for the 3 days.
Garfield overall, like, came back strong.
Right now, after 2 weekends, yes. After 2 weekends, Garfield is the winner. And that's, might be because it's Garfield.
No actor's worth $50 million except for Eric Roberts. Because of Best of the Best, or because he was the master in the Doctor Who movie, the American Doctor Who movie. Stars don't sell movies anymore. IP does. And I think that's where
But certain IP... Well, I think that's what they thought, though, because that's why they were. But see, that they say that, but the diminishing returns of Marvel and DC movies and other certain IPs leads me to believe maybe that's not the case. Maybe original stories or something different is what's driving people. Like, that's what I think that the lesson Mattel got from Barbie's success was the wrong lesson. Because now they're greenlighting stupid movies for stupid properties. That's not, I think what drove people to Barbie, I think it was a combination of the viral marketing that they had nothing to do with, of the Barbenheimer thing, right? That helped, in addition to when the movie came out, just the originality of the story itself. So you can't just go and make a story, another thing like Barbie that kind of is like Barbie, and then expect it to make the same kind of money.
In a way, don't you think we're doing that with Deadpool and Wolverine? You're bringing existing characters, and really, I mean, let's just call it what it is. This is like an adult version of a toy box. Somebody's opened up the toy box and said, "Hey, now you can play with your favorite toys and have at it."
Yes, you're exactly right.
And I think, I mean, there might be something to that, right? There
is something to it, but only if there's some goodwill built into that, right? And I think that's where Deadpool has the, even with, like, for the other MCU films, if it's a newer film that has no predecessor, right? And you see the diminishing returns, like, the reason Thor Love and Thunder started off strong is because everyone loved Thor Ragnarok. And a lot of people found Fat Thor very endearing in Endgame, right? How do I so say it? But then after that first weekend, those sales dropped off heavily. And then going from there, right? Same with like Ant-Man Quantumanium. Everyone was intrigued, but then after that first weekend, they realized it wasn't a good film. And then from there on, it hasn't been great, right? You could say the same thing with like the Mission Impossible movies too.
Well, Guardians did well, right? Guardians 3.
That's because the first two movies were very critically acclaimed, enjoyed by the fans, and they made good appearances in Infinity War and Endgame. So people had goodwill going into the Guardians, and then it was a good film. So then everyone was like, great, we're going to see it. So Deadpool is a similar effect. Deadpool hasn't been in any MCU films. The first two films, everyone loved for the most part, and they're riding off of that goodwill. So really the first weekend of Deadpool and Wolverine is going to determine if it's going to continue to be successful. If everyone goes in seeing it and the word of mouth is good, then we can see it pulling numbers like its predecessors. I don't know though.
Make the a percentage based on the gross of the movie makes. I thought they had worked that out. Thank you, Bruce. They had worked that out into one of their deals. Yeah, you don't have to worry about Evangeline Lilly in Marvel movies.
No, she said she's not. Yeah, she's done acting. Yeah. Oh yeah,
she's done acting.
She's not taking any role. She's focusing on her like other ventures and being, a mother, I think. So yeah. So. But no, V-Red, you have a good point. They put the big stars, and I think they're gonna so what is it? Planet of the Apes. There were no obviously Andy Serkis is not in it because Caesar had died in the previous film, right? So Kingdom of Planet of the Apes starting fresh. If you think about the cast, there's no big name in it. They're really banking on the IP of the Planet of the Apes franchise. And so it didn't act.
How well did it do?
So I know that its weekend opening gross did better than Furiosa, which I don't know. The Mad Max, to me, I was like, is that a profitable franchise to begin with? Or were people just banking on the critical success of Mad Max Fury Road? And that's why they thought that. Because, I mean, before Mad Max Fury Road, there were just, Thunderdome and the original Mad Max? Is that right?
There were two.
Yeah,
there was Mad Max, Road Warrior, and Beyond the Thunderdome.
Okay. Yeah, so there's...
I'm sorry. There were two sequels to Mad Max.
Okay.
And then we had nothing. And then we got Mad Max. Well, no, I take it back. We got Fist of the North Star. And then we got Mad Max with Tom Hardy.
Okay. So essentially, it calls into question okay, so right now, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has already made $337 million.
So with a budget of $160 million.
Yeah. So it's doing, I mean, it's nearing the global box office of its predecessors. But again, without the names of like James Franco, Andy Serkis. So
James Franco still pulling in people?
No, back in the day when the Rise of the Planet.
Oh God, yeah.
Back then, and that girl from Slumdog Millionaire was also in it. So yes, but
oh, she's so pretty.
She is. So yeah,
What was her name? Yeah, she was good.
V-Red's right. They were gonna have it for these IP. The IP can draw. You'll see if the IP draws it in if they don't have to bring big names to it. I mean, Garfield still had Chris Pratt attached as the voice of Garfield.
Chris Pratt, the voice of Garfield. I can't believe that's a thing.
I don't. Frida Pinto. Thank you, James.
People are coming up with some really good points.
Yeah, go ahead.
Disney could be in huge trouble if Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean,
yeah, I say so.
That if that doesn't do well, then I'm starting to believe now comes the tail end. You know, Westerns and war movies were a big thing, and then they went away after a while.
Yeah.
And it could be, you know, it could be fatigue. I don't know. But eventually things, you know, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Fall Guy wasn't huge. Everything was really fun, in my opinion. Oh no, the Wasp died from off-screen quantum kiss. All pay, no more upfront, all percentage. Only way big budget movies will still be able to be made. I mean, I still do think movies can draw theaters, that is, cinema, can still draw people out. We saw it last year with Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Because Oppenheimer for a biopic made a lot of money, an R-rated biopic in addition to that. But I think it's that viral marketing. And of course it was a great film. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed Oppenheimer. And I think
so I would say that it's not fatigue on superhero films, it's bad movie fatigue. But I thought The Marvels was a fun movie. And that movie bombed terribly.
Yeah, but also there's a lot of stuff around the Marvels.
Well, like I said, I thought it was I was not a fan of the original Miss Marvel, or I'm sorry, Captain Marvel, but I thought
But even I was like, it's not as good as it could have been. And I enjoyed the first Captain Marvel movie, but even
I did not.
Yeah, I know, right? So I was like, it's okay. And Kenneth saying that I agree with James Gunn. People have become lazy with superhero films with the storytelling. And James Gunn, I do appreciate the approach he's taking to his universe now and making Superman legacy, right? And I hopefully he's going about the right way. It seems like he is. He's really investing a lot into the core audience, the comic book fans, right? The people who followed Superman for a long time in the comic books. He is definitely playing to them. He's definitely catering to them. And then, of course, catering to a larger audience as well with the casting choices and things like that. Because, I mean, honestly, well, you all know I love the cast that he's chosen for the top three. Those are my top.
We played that game. I ain't playing that game with Amanda.
Yeah, I love that. It was a great pick. But I am interested to see what the state of movie theaters are going to be, because I say they did the pandemic didn't help, but they kind of did it to themselves with the pandemic and like, oh, we'll go in our streaming services. Well, eventually pandemic was going to be over, guys. And we were going to go back to in person, but they've already created now a culture where we expect movies to come out on streaming at a very quick window, where before it used to be like, months, maybe a year until a movie came out on VHS, right? So they've already created the culture of we're expecting it to come out very quickly if we want to see it.
Super fatigue can't exist when The Boys, Invincible, and X-Men 97 are all shows on their network.
But
true, but that has to translate to people going out to the cinema to have those big budget movies, right?
Exactly.
Like I don't know if I don't even know if they ever release information like this, but we still don't know how much they can make off a streaming service. Like how much did X-Men 97 help the sales of Disney Plus or things like that? Which is how they would rate it. So my point is, like, that has to translate to movie ticket sales. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes real cost. Oh my gosh, 260 because of marketing. Marketing
is, I think, the biggest enemy of a lot of these budgets. If you look at a lot of like the estimates and the breakdowns, marketing really kills them on the budget. It's like for some of Disney movies, it's the reshoots that they go through, right? But because I think that's Indiana Jones is probably one of the biggest culprits of that, which is why their budget was so inflated. And I'm sure Harrison Ford cost a pretty penny as well.
He's
But
gonna be in the next Captain America movie.
I know, right? Like, are you
like that? Why? Can you imagine going to the theater to see Hard to Kill today? Steven Seagal, man, that was back when we were following actors. I remember my uncle Felipe was a huge Steven Seagal fan.
Yes.
Like loved him and would watch. And I'm like, man, these movies are so bad. I wasn't a Seagal guy. I actually like Chuck Norris. But that was back when people, we were still following action stars. It was the action stars that we would follow. If it was Schwarzenegger, if it was Stallone. I love Cobra. Cobra isn't by any means a good movie, but had Stallone and it drug me to go see it. What's up, Mr. Awesome? Captain America, constant reshoots.
Yeah.
Like, chance that movie has a
I mean, how much
what kind of reshoots are they doing too?
No clue. They're adding in what Giancarlo Esposito's added in as a villain now. We don't even know what the role is going to be. We could speculate. I don't even know what they're doing with that, which just goes to show they still aren't really sure what they're doing with the future of the MCU. All we know is that maybe Sean Levy is going to direct the new Avengers film. Who's the director of the Deadpool?
Who the hell is directing Blade? Do we even know that yet?
Do we know if Blade's coming out? We don't know.
Yeah, we used to get so excited and
Rami, you're right. Guardians 3 made money and it was a good movie. But again, like I said, I think that one played off the goodwill of the first two films and the appearance the Guardians made in Infinity War and Endgame were some of the more memorable moments of those two films. Rocket in Endgame, extremely memorable. Even Karen Gillan's not Gamora, Nebula. I mean, one of the chief characters in Endgame. I mean, wonderfully played. So I think that helped bring people in, and then it was a good film, right? That's my hope for Deadpool and Wolverine. We're going in with people love Ryan Reynolds, people like the first two Deadpool movies. There's a lot of virality in there. So as long as the movie's good, it should do well. We just don't know because we haven't seen the film yet.
Like I said, I think, Deadpool 1 was fun. Deadpool 2 was just stupid. I laughed, but I'm like, is that what's really gonna and I worry that that's what's going to bring people out there, right? Like the F-bombs, Wolverine and Deadpool. And I'm like, I don't know, that to me isn't part of comics, of course, is that beautiful balance of drama and comedy. Deadpool seems to lean more towards the comedic side of things, which is good from time to time. But I hope if they see the sales of tickets of this movie, they don't go, oh, well, now we figured out the formula. People want to see goofball R-rated movies with ridiculous characters. So we're going to get Harley Quinn, which I know they did try that.
They did. Yeah, they tried it.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was...
Yeah, the emancipation. They tried it. It did not work. That's what they wanted to do.
Jordan Peele to direct. Yes. Give him Blade.
That would be a great.
Give Jordan Peele Blade.
There we go.
They're adding more red. Thank you, Bruce. Red Hulk.
Oh, okay.
For the reshoots.
Okay, there we go.
So, I mean, if I get the, I just want freaking Blade to come out. Can you imagine X-Men directed by Jordan Peele? Oh man, that I just want I want X-Men to be as good as X-Men 97. Can we get X-Men the live action movie or to be as good as X-Men 97? I really hope Kevin Feige and his team have seen the amount of just people loving on X-Men 97 and think, man, maybe there's something here. Blade is directing Blade.
I would not be surprised if they said Mahershala Ali is directing the film at this point.
Oh, wait until you cringe at the roaring laughter of every dumb joke. Amanda can tell you that's always been my problem with Marvel movies. Like, I don't mind a balance.
Thunder was the eclipse of that for me, and I was like, oh wait.
I mean, it started with Ant-Man for me. I was like, oh
yeah,
God.
I know.
And then Ant-Man 2 is when I remember Ant-Man 2 was like, man, they're getting lazy. They just rehashed the plot. I'm like, this is not going to go well for Marvel if they start doing it. But then it did so well. Then I said, oh, what the hell do I know? And then here we are a couple of years later, and yeah, it seems like that's the problem.
Yeah. What I think another factor is because we're seeing this decline in the movie theater, which we've seen for a while now, but then there's other industries that are also on the decline. And I think that the idea of a recession is a real is a real thing that's happening. So a lot, like if you follow the music industry, there's a lot of people canceling concerts because they aren't selling tickets. And it's either they're overestimating their fan base, or people just can't afford to buy these tickets.
Well, how much is a Taylor Swift ticket?
Well, but it's not just Taylor Swift. The Black Keys are definitely not as famous as Taylor Swift. They just canceled their tours because they were aiming for arenas they cannot fill. Jennifer Lopez just canceled her tour.
J-Lo canceled.
You think J-Lo could fill some seats, but apparently not the case. And they can slice and dice it however they can spin it however they want to. But the essence is that there are festivals canceling because they can't get the numbers. And I think what we're starting to see in the last several months is we're going to start seeing this decline because America is entering into a different period of its time, which is a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But that's really because I watch a lot of business or listen to a lot of business podcasts. And I think Americans are running on a lot of debt right now, and the debt is catching up to them. So
not to go down that road, but isn't that what we've been talking about for the last 4 years? But not to go down the road of like.
No, you're right. You're right. No,
that's what people have been saying for 4 years.
But yet people are still spending money. But here's what's happening now: is all the pandemic savings are running out, and people are.
They ran out already.
No, you'd be surprised. The people were still receiving checks for certain things up to a certain point, and that in the accumulation of debt in America, like credit card debt, is astronomical, and it has risen in the last couple of years. So I think now we're seeing people have reached a limit where they're like, oh, I can't do this. And so you're starting to see that taper off, because even you'll notice a lot of your retail organizations, like your grocery stores and your fashion resale, they're starting to like slash prices. They're starting to offer because people aren't buying as much. I'm serious. Go check it out next time. They're starting to do discounts and sales because they are not getting, especially if you go to like a fashion retail store or anything like that, they're starting to slash because they're not getting the sales they used to be getting, because even online, because people are now starting not to be able to afford things because debt's catching up to them. And then also their savings are running out from the pandemic era. And then let's not even forget that there's new loans out that mortgage companies are pushing, where you can take a secondary loan out. So you can put nothing down on your house. You'll take a loan out for your down payment that comes due at the end of when you pay off your other loan. But if you sell your house early, that $15,000 that you put away in a loan for another day will come due, which is very much a 2007 recession type of risky
the big 2008.
Oh yeah, we're moving. We're moving down this path.
I have told you for years, the way I keep an eye on the economy is at looking at eBay and prices of video games that I'm interested in. When people start slashing their prices for video games that are long out of print or toys that are long out of print, that's when it's like, oh, those people need their pockets filled, and they need them filled now. But anyway, back to movies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It really depends on how well. If Deadpool and Wolverine cannot get people to fill those seats, maybe James Cameron needs to bring us another Avatar movie.
No, because really. Though to be fair,
Martin Scorsese needs to fill those seats, baby.
I did get to ride Flight of the Passage at Disney World, and that was a fantastic ride.
Yeah. Okay, we do need hope. We need Superman, and he needs to save everything. It's right with the procession since the pandemic, but the government and companies have propped it up to low interest rates and discounts. Oh, let's not forget about the mortgage too. Like,
interest rates, they're not slashing those anytime soon, but
it was insane, man. Deadpool 1 billions. I bet. Don't bet your kidneys,
Don't
Joe.
pick Joe. Don't
Unless
do
they're
that.
good, then we can flip them. We can flip your
Yeah,
kidneys.
I know. Let's not get crazy.
Okay, there's 3 different people that everybody's saying is directing Blade.
Who's directing Blade? I'm looking it up. Okay.
Is James here? Is Bruce here? Who's directing Blade? Can somebody give me the definitive answer?
It's Jan Dimanche.
The Hot Wheels movie will save the film. No, it's going to be the big purple eating monster with your boy.
You know what? I will watch a Hot Wheels movie if they use the same composer for the score of that movie as they do for the Hot Wheels TV show on Netflix. I'll go see it just for that.
And who's the composer? And that's how you end the show. I ain't listening to that bullshit anymore about Fall Out Boy.
But I'll go see this before
work it in there, didn't you?
Yes. Uncanny Sweet did it for me. Thank you very much. I didn't have to do anything. He set me up.
You just set it up. There's no hope. Hope just quit acting.
Oh God, Phil.
Well done, Phil. Well done, buddy. One movie that will do. Yeah, we were gonna talk about Alien Romulus.
We did not talk about this. Yeah,
we didn't get a chance. The original Hot Wheels movie is a classic. The GoBots movie in 2025. Wait, is Barney the Big Purple? No, it's the one with Captain Marvel with Shazam. Sorry,
Speed Racer 2.
Speed Racer 2 would be awesome. Inside Out 2, that would be cool.
I still don't know about
Bruce is writing on that. He's like, hey, that movie's going to do it.
Me and Bruce have
Bruce has his finger on the pulse of the industry there, Amanda.
I'm not sure about Inside Out 2. I got to be honest with you. I just don't know.
Well, you know what? Last year,
I hope it's raining.
Somebody didn't know about The Flash, and look how wrong they were.
I know. I mean, I hope it's raining the weekend it comes out.
Oh my God, this would be awesome. Breaking news, Wesley Snipes is directing Blade. That would be awesome. The Life and Times of Louise Goose.
That'll save Hollywood right there. I don't know. We're in for, it's going to be an interesting, this summer is going to be really interesting. I think this summer is going to really tell us exactly what we can expect from.
Look, I'm gonna be in Japan part of the summer. I'm gonna be if I see Deadpool and Wolverine posters everywhere, I'm gonna take pictures because it's not just about domestic sales; it's also really important the international.
Global. No, you're right. Yeah,
global market. We're only here to listen to you talk about Fall Out Boy. Don't let Omar shut up again. He's suit.
Yeah, if Patrick Stump also does the score for a Hot Wheels movie, then I will go see it. And if you guys didn't know,
he almost had one night where we didn't talk about
the Hot Wheels TV show. It's a kids TV show on Netflix. It's super cute. Check it out.
If I didn't have the $20 a month deal from
so Twisted Kister, I've thought about trying like AMC's maybe or Reelz, like the movie clubs. Is that Melanie?
Uh-huh. Hey, not me.
I was gonna put you on mute, but then I was like,
"Hi, Melanie. Long time no talk to," which is not true.
Y'all, I was watching Omni Bros.
Are you serious?
Omni Bros?
I wish I could remove you from the freaking stream right now.
The chat was cheating on Jess for Watch Us.
What the hell? Anyway, wrap it up. Transformers 1 will save us. John Waters is directing X-Men. I don't believe that. I think I would have seen. Okay, they should put Beverly Hills Cops.
Well, see, that's what makes me worried, Matt. Knowing that Beverly Hills Cops 4 is going to be on Netflix, will people go see Bad Boys 4? Do people even realize that's coming out?
If we don't go see Bad Boys 4 in the theater, Amanda, we're part of the problem. Then we can't complain about people.
True.
Pixar's Inside. Oh, here we go. Bruce is doubling down. He super chatted us. Pixar's Inside 2 will get 100-day theatrical run.
Is that what you're saying? They will get for sure.
That's what he just said.
And that's the thing. Like you and I chose to see 3 nights of extended Lord of the Rings movies this weekend. I can't help that.
Oh, I hope it's packed full.
I mean, guys,
people that are cosplaying as
it was hard to get tickets. It was all the showings that I've tried to book have been sold out for that Lord of the Rings. What's gonna be killing me, Omar, is if Lord of the Rings, any one of those extended editions, ends up #1 at the box office.
Oh, then they're gonna bring back classics. They're
And
gonna
then that
cover Bad Boys.
Gollum movie will look a little better for.
Dude, we gotta save the theaters, Amanda. We're going to the theaters this weekend. We're gonna see Bad Boys 4. We're gonna save them.
I can't be the only one saving the theaters. I got so many other things to save.
Do you really though? I think Fallout Boy is gonna be fine.
I
Disney
think they are
said,
too.
not me. So it was Disney. Thank you.
Okay,
Bruce.
so well, that's good. Yeah, that's good that they're getting that. They
You
should.
found them. Okay, thank you. Why did you look for them? Oh, sorry, I was supposed to.
Oh, Omar's on mute. So I believe the recent writer for Blade left because he had another project he couldn't finish. Omar can't read anymore. So they're bringing another. Yes, the strikes did push things back. So that would affect things like Blade, which already was having issues with the writing and the production as it stands. I still don't know if Blade will come out. Mahershala Ali's getting a younger, guys, and it is taking a while for them to get this movie in production.
He's a day walker. He's fine.
He's a day. I know. I still don't know.
You still don't know. Okay. The Regal deal is great. If it's in your area, it's enough movies are out a couple of dry months, but I've seen 6 to 7. Are you going to see the Frank Miller documentary?
Where are they going to be playing?
Like that, I think it's only in select theaters.
Oh, yeah.
We had to wait 5 years for Star Wars to hit VHS. Things showing up at home 3 months.
Morgue.
Yeah, we talked about that in the past. How I remember Titanic, man. Titanic, like everybody was bidding on Titanic. Schindler's List. I remember before it even went to cable. Was it NBC? One of them forked out so much money to show it on television.
But I mean,
without commercials.
But they have to do it now because it's so easy to pirate a movie. I'm not saying that I know that from experience.
Not if you don't have it out there digitally. There is a reason. I don't know, maybe too much about this stuff, but there is a reason why some movies have been pirated with a nice digital cut. Because those streaming services, right? Godzilla -1, like that morning, that was already a nice blue, like 4K upload. It was insane. Near Mint Condition Corporation bought the rights back to Movie Phone.
Movie Phone.
Near Mint is going to enter the real estate business.
Well, yeah, already did enter the real estate business.
No, not Near Mint. Amanda did. I got one of those AMC subscriptions because I could rely on a CM movie every couple of months. Now I have comic movie. Now I have like 15 movie credits I'm sitting on. Oh, damn. No.
You're just have to see random movies and seeing if it suits your fancy.
Okay, so the real question before we wrap up tonight. Next week, Bad Boys, Ride or Die, The Boys, House of the Dragons.
House of the Dragon doesn't come out until Sunday, not next Sunday, the 16th. So our plan is, because Boys comes out Thursday. I wish Boys came out early, but it's not. And we have a lovely quinceañera to attend this coming weekend.
My princess.
Yes, his princess.
Not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah, next weekend. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a supersized episode on I think it's the 19th. So that following Wednesday of The Boys and House of Dragon. We'll review the first 3 episodes of The Boys and the first episode of House of Dragons. So next week, it'll either be a Bad Boys Ride or Die, or maybe we'll do a Star Wars movies ranking, depending on what we are able to do. Just depends on if we're able to see the film. So
we're going to rank the Lord of the Rings movies. That's what we're going to do. It's here ranking a Lord of the Rings extended cut.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. Next Imaginaut, I promise we'll get you next week.
Yes.
Quick, Amanda, what's your favorite David Bowie song? Oh, there's only one answer. Actually, there's several answers for this one.
Life on Mars.
Life on Mars, really?
And mainly that's because Patrick Stump has an amazing.
God damn! Thanks a lot, Matt.
It's all right. Such a good song. He does.
Everybody, enjoy your day. I'm sorry we had to end it with some Fallout Boy.
What?
Okay.
Don't be sorry.
They're part of the reason that people are walking out of the concerts.
No, that's not true. They had no issue selling out their concerts. That's not even an issue right there.
Yeah. Okay,
there's a reason When We Were Young sold out in the first.
I'm going to end the stream. I'm so sorry, everybody. We're going to argue after the stream. Have a wonderful day. I'm sorry. You ended, Amanda. Go ahead. What do you say?
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Check us out on Spreadshop for some great Near Mint Condition merchandise. And also check us out on Patreon. For $1 a month or more, you can support us and hear what we do. Get some really cool perks along the way. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good journey till all are one. And we will see you all next week.
Bad boys for life, baby.